Greetings folks, and I hope your platforms are stable wherever you are in collecting land, and welcome back to the channel for another video. So what are we doing today? Well, unless you've been hiding out on LV426 for the past week or so, you probably couldn't help but notice that Hot Toys have teased us with a revisit of the Aliens universe from James Cameron's classic sequel. Now, what we're getting, who knows? Are we getting a reworked Alien Warrior? Are we getting Colonial Marines? Are we getting a 2.0 power loader and possibly an Alien Queen? Nobody knows as of yet, it's just a tease. But to celebrate the anniversary of Cameron's classic, and for a bit of fun, I thought what we'd do is we pit against each other in a sort of versus match their most recent entry into the Aliens IP, or the Alien IP, which was their Scorched Xenomorph, which is from Alien Romulus, which they released to much acclaim earlier this year, and their most recent entry in the Aliens universe, which is going back some. We're going back 10 years. It's their 2016 2.0 Alien Warrior. And I thought we'd put them up against each other for a bit of fun, and to see just how far Hot Toys have come in their Xenomorph interpretation over the years. But before we dive in for the clash of the aliens, I would like to send an atmosphere processing size shout out to everyone who supported the channel. And please drop a like and hype on this video, as it helps other people find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to mash that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're sure not to miss any of the Alien 1/6 scale related stuff and all the other reviews, previews, news, tours, showcases and all that other stuff we've got coming up. So without further ado, enough of my ramblings, let's dive in for round one of Alien on Alien action. Okay folks, so I thought we'd kick this off with the tail of the tape on both figures. And we'll start with the old guy first, the guy from 2016. And I'll say from the get-go here, this is not a fair fight. You've got to remember, 10 years between these figures, materials, construction techniques, experience, and paint applications, all those things come into play. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit one-sided from the sound of the bell, but let's dive in and see how the old guy is standing up. I've got to say, given all the years and given its age, I still think it's holding up pretty well. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up as we always do. Let's get him off that stand. And actually, talking of the stand, let's take a quick look at it, if we can get this guy to stand up, because he isn't the most stable person in the world. And I think for a 10-year-old figure, I think Hot Toys gave us quite a nice base back in the day. Let's take this crotch grabber out so we can get a close-up look. Yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. It's pretty much a reworking of the Alien Ripley figure that they'd given us prior to this one. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my mantra. Yeah, I really like it. Sculpted plastic, as with all Hot Toys bases pretty much, and yeah, a very, very good job they've done too. You've got this sort of industrial sort of situation going on here, maybe to echo LV426 and Hadley's Hope, and I think it looks very, very good. You've got this yellow and black tape effect on the front there. It says Alien Warrior. You've got scratches and dinks and all kinds of marks and dirtying up going on there. The paint applications are very good for a 10-year-old base. And overall, I think it still works. Yeah, it's showing its age a little bit, but I still think it has the impact, it supports and places the figure really well, and I still like it. I've still got a soft spot for this thing, and obviously standard issue crotch grabber as well. But we're here to see the Alien Warrior. Let's have a look at this guy. And first impressions, scale-wise, I think they did a pretty good job here. Now, I've also got to remember as well that I think, I mean, from a personal perspective, I think that over the years, especially for figures that are sort of pre-10 years old, we did see a slight increase in scale with the figures. So their original figures were a little bit smaller. However, I still think this holds up very, very well today. Scale-wise, I think the screen accuracy is most certainly there for a 10-year-old figure. They've caught the look, the proportions very, very well indeed. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up as we always do now. Yeah, 10 years on, how's he holding up? Well, pretty well. Pegged in feet here, the feet are flat on the bottom there, there's a little bit of sculpt work going on and a paint application. The feet are pretty effective. I think that sculpting is very good. You've got those nails on there, the paint applications, there's multiple paint applications going on all over this figure, and you've got hints of browns, blacks, obviously. You've got sort of silver touches going on, and there's a hint of blue as well, because as we all know that Cameron tended to favour the blue palette in Aliens a lot with the lighting and so on, and that shows in this figure as well, probably being helped by the blue light in the background, but overall, yeah, very, very good for its age. The detailing is really nice with this sculpted in ribbing, the pipe work, and that sort of copper hue, if the light's catching this in the body, as well as the blues, the blacks and the greys and silvers all work very, very well. As I said, proportions excellent. Let's move up the rest of the body here. The detailing, that abdomen section, really nice. It's a little bit soft, obviously. By today's standards, we'd see a lot more detail. It'd be a lot more 4K if it was redone today, but I still think it holds up. That exposed rib cage, really nice. That sort of piping shoulder pad type effect is on point. You've got this sort of blade that runs from the elbow to the wrist section, which is screen accurate as well. These hands, really, really nice. Very well done with the grouped fingers that we saw in the Alien Warrior that we hadn't seen in the original Ridley Scott 79 Alien. And the changes in design are evident here from the original big chap. Moving around to the other side, very, very nice proportions. The piping on the back, the ribbing on that, very nice as well. If we get close in here, you can see some of the details, and it just works. That sort of section in between the shoulders there with the sort of pipes and the spikes on it, yeah, all very, very nice. The head sculpt, well, we'll get to the head sculpt. Let's talk about the issues with this figure, and let's talk about the elephant in the room. And he's not too stable on his pins, this chap. The ears haven't been kind to his ankles, but yeah, he's top heavy, and you have to be careful of that. But the major issue here has always been with this figure, and it can be excused because of materials used, its age, and so on. But really, you have very little movement going on in the knees there. In the elbows, there is zero movement. There is movement in the head. We'll look at that when we get to the head sculpt. But overall, yeah, the only movement you're going to get out of these arms are at the elbow joints, with quite a limited ball joint going on there. It'll lift out a little bit, but not too far. So really, only its forwards and backwards movement in the arms there. And that's about your lot as far as articulation goes. As I said, the head sculpt does move, and we'll take a look at that. And the reasons for that were the materials that they'd used here. Now, what you've got here is a one-piece almost, all the way up the entire length of the body, rubber suit. Now, as we all know, rubber perishes. I've been very careful with this figure over the years, and I'm not having any issues with it, but you really can't pose it. You can't pose the arms because they're solid. You can't pose the arms as well because of that blade that runs from the elbow to the wrist that we mentioned. So no movement in the elbows, no movement at the knees, and pretty much bugger all at the waist as well. Got a little bit of twist in the chest section there, but because this is hard plastic over the top of this plastic stroke rubber suit that's pretty much solid, there's no give there either. So yeah, if you're after a 6-scale alien statue, this is probably more the thing. So yeah, posing this thing, yeah, you're exceptionally limited. But the good points, the tail, really nicely done. It's wired. You will get some bend in there. It's not the best wire in the world, but the detailing on there, the paint applications, those copper tones that we've mentioned, around the back, the pipes, really nicely done. Let's talk head sculpt. Let's drop this guy down and get up close with this head sculpt. Now, I think still holds up today. That Stan Winston designed head sculpt there, where they sort of they evolved Giga's original design. Now, it wasn't to some people's taste. I personally prefer the original Xenomorph look, but I think I think that this is a very, very nice look for the Xenomorph itself. I think, the changes weren't pleasing to everybody, but it's grown on me over the years, and I think it gives it a new look and a new feel. There's that sort of how can I put this? His tail is now trying to knock the camera over. Let's fold that in. That didn't almost where it was completely level going across the head there. The redesign of the carapace without the clear section. I think it all works exceptionally well here, and I think Hot Toys did a cracking job. As you mentioned, articulation is pretty limited by the shoulder pads, but you do have backwards and forwards movement and side to side movements on a ball joint. A very squeaky old ball joint, but I think the sculpting's good. The paint applications for its time were excellent, and overall very impactful. Another one of the issues, though, with this particular figure is that they gave us the moving mouth. The opening mouth. Now, this is actually the way it's been done is well, it's caused many a conversation over the years. They used rubber in this side section across the mouth here, which perishes incredibly easily, and pretty much, if you can see it here where my finger is, this is all rubber all around the bottom of the mouth here. All this chin area is rubber and perishable. Now, I will open this mouth for the purpose of this video very, very gingerly. It does open. There is a mandible inside. That inner jaw does pop out, but I'm not going to open it any more than that, because as we all know, over the years, rubber perishes, and this one did too. Put any strain on this and these snap and just fall apart. So, but yeah, once again, that can be excused because of its age. I think the teeth are really nicely painted and sculpted, although there is a little bit of fade on this figure. I never expose my figures to direct sunlight. We are seeing a little bit of paint fade over the years, but overall, and let's get him back on that stand. Let's plonk him there for a second and bring that stand back in. Yeah, I think he's stood up pretty well, considering his age and the construction techniques. So there you have it, folks. That is 2016, the 2016 Hot Toys take on the Alien Warrior. Will we be seeing this revisited? I'm hoping so much. From the tease that we saw, as I said before, we don't know exactly what will be coming, but I am fingers crossed, hoping that this guy is going to get revisited, and we are going to see a 2.0 version. So that is 2016's offering of the Alien Warrior from Aliens. But let's jump forward a decade and see what they gave us with the Scorched Xenomorph. So, fast forward 10 years, Alien Romulus arrives, and Hot Toys give us a new iteration of Alien. It's the Scorched Xenomorph, released earlier this year. To much acclaim, as I mentioned before, and quite rightly so. An amazing figure. Straight away, we can see the improvements, the changes that have happened in 1/6 scale figure making. When you put these two side by side, which we will do at the end, you can see how it's come on in leaps and bounds, from detailing, sculpting, paint application, articulation, bases, everything. I said it wasn't going to be a fair fight, and it isn't. It's rigged, this one, but let's have a close-up look at the Scorched Xenomorph, a quick once-over. We'll start with that base, as we always do. But before we talk base, actually, let's talk accessories, because we didn't mention the accessories that come with the 2.0 Alien Warrior from Aliens. The old guy there, and he didn't come with an awful lot. We looked at the base. You also got a couple of how can I put this, acid blood splatter effects with magnets on them that are affixed to the chest area. I don't use those in the display. The magnets aren't brilliant, and I don't think it's a particularly good look for the figure, but that was pretty much it, apart from the base for the 2016 Alien Warrior. But with this one, a different story entirely. You get this little face hugger to kick it off, and I think Hot Toys did a cracking job here. It's got articulated digits, which is great to see. It's got that wet look paint application, which it shares with this figure and the original Alien Warrior. It looks phenomenal. I love it. It's got an articulated tail. It's wired. Paint applications and sculpts on the inside there are great. You can do all manner of things with it. Brilliant little inclusion. Also with this figure, you get multiple swap out hands. We're only going to take a quick look at a couple of them because this ain't a review. but they did a cracking job with the swap out hands as well. Those copper paint tones look brilliant. The digits are fantastic, as are the talons with the silver paint application, and you get multiple swap out hands with this one, which you don't get with the 2016 Alien Warrior, unfortunately. So yeah, hands. You also get a swap out carapace. We're going to get to this. This is where one of the few issues with this figure lies. This is the damaged one. It's got that sort of ribbed paint effect if the light's catching this in the translucent section or the semi-translucent section. Fading on here is lovely. You also get a little magnetic doohickey for pulling out the inner jaw there. So yeah, you get all manner of stuff with this guy, which you didn't get with the original one. Let's talk base. Let's get him off this stand and have a quick look at this base, because this really is a great example of how far we have come with these figures. I'm going to try and rest him up there. Hopefully he won't fall over. This is actually USB'd in at the moment. We will unplug it. Light up base, yeah. So straight away, yeah, massive leap forward here. LEDs, orange LEDs in the bottom there. Can't really see them in this light too well, but you dim the light, so I have it in a dark room, and it casts some beautiful light, orange light, up on the figure itself. We'll unplug it for the time being so you can have a close-up look at this thing. And yeah, it's got a huge footprint. It is massive. The detailing on here is really, really nice. You've got this grille on the top with this sort of copper effect paint application. You've got all this alien gunk on the sides here with it's sculpted in sort of semi-translucent plastic with purples and blacks in there, and it's all around the edges of the base. You've got this silver top section, looks really nice. Contrast with the black at the bottom. It says Alien Romulus, Scorched Xenomorph. Sort of a specifically designed crotch cup here to fit the figure itself. So yeah, massive improvement on the old one in my opinion, although I do still like the old one, as I mentioned. But yeah, this is just a great idea of where we've come in 10 years. It's got a battery compartment on the bottom there for some strange reason, but it's USB-C powered. You've got an on-off button there for the light feature. So yeah, this thing has come on a long way, base-wise at least. But let's take a look at the actual figure itself. Let's just pop that humongous base to one side and take a look at the figure now. Let's get before we talk about paint applications, sculpting, screen accuracy and all the rest of it, let's talk about the improvements in the body here. Now this is probably one of the biggest things for me at least, is just how much we've come forward in the production of these bodies. Now unlike the original Alien Warrior there, these legs aren't covered, or the abdomen is, but these legs and these arms are not rubber over a hard body here. What we've got is solid hard plastic throughout. Yes, because of that you can get some exposed knee joint there, but what it does give us is articulation, which is what we didn't get in the original Alien Warrior figure. It gives you more stability, it gives you more posing options, and at the end of the day this kind of figure is absolutely built for dynamic posing. But let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Let's take a look at these feet. Now you can see, and you'll see this side by side if I can get this closer to the camera without knocking it over. When we do a side-by-side comparison at the end there, you'll see the difference here. It's night and day in these feet. The paint applications, there's multiple paint applications going on here. You've got silver on the talons, there are reds in there are browns in there. The detailing is excellent. You've got a ball joint there, a very sturdy ball joint. I can't see this guy becoming too unstable on his pins over the years. Paint applications and detailing on the legs there is just, it's far more 4K, the proportions, the screen accuracy. I know there's been some discussion about these paint applications and the colours, but I love it. I think it looks great. You've got flecking in there, you've got coppers, you've got blues if the light's catching this, you've got browns, you've got greys, you've got blacks. Yeah, paint applications are absolutely on point for me. And of course that articulation that we talked about, straight away you've got articulation in the legs there and in the ankles. Would have been nice to maybe see another joint here where you've got this sort of this almost devil type leg situation that's got multiple joints in it. But yeah, missed out on a trick there, I think. But I don't think it would probably be inherently stable had they put another joint in there. But the joints we've got here are great. They're super stiff. They don't feel janky. You've got the joint at the hip there as well, so you've got a big ball joint in there and a full range of motion. When you come up to the abdomen section, this is probably the only area where they've actually stuck to something very similar to the 2016 Alien Warrior, in as much as you've got this sort of, I'm going to call it rubber type material over the body underneath, and that's to give it some flex, so it doesn't. There is motion in there, but yeah, it's rubber all the way, pretty much all the way around there, and it works. The piping, the detailing, the paint applications are great. It does give you some flex at the waist there, which you just do not get with that original one because of the materials. I'm going to try and do this on camera. It ain't the easiest thing because he's a huge guy, but as you can probably see there, there's a twist, there's a forward and backward movement. It's limited, but it's far superior to the 2016 Alien Warrior. Sculpted hard plastic chest plate there, and as you can see, 4K detailing going on here. Far more detailed, far more intricate, and there's a lot more going on. That wet look paint application is absolutely excellent. And once again, those copper tones in those shoulder pipe section are great as well. You've got a ball joint, and this time it is ratcheted, so you've got pretty much a full range of motion that you didn't have in the original there. And you can lift it up to about there. It'll go down there, all the way around. It'll do a complete 360 if you want to. You've got articulation at the elbows now. Probably there was no other way around this, but you do have a rubber material in that joint there. Now, how that's going to stand the test of time is anybody's guess, but so far it's doing pretty well. So yeah, you've got a range of motion in there as well. Rubber cuff type thing going on there to cover the joint for the hands, and you've got movement in the hands as well. As with the Alien Warrior, you get this spectacular wired tail. Now, I prefer this tail because the wire is slightly thinner in this one. It's still strong enough to support the tail, but there's more movement in it. The other one you really have to grapple with to get any kind of motion with it. With this, it's relatively simple. You move it and it will stay in place. Paint applications, detailing and flecking on that tail section are great as well. Around the back, if I can get this tail out of the way and we can get it in shot. That continuation, yes, it's a new design. We're seeing a new iteration of the Alien, but the screen accuracy is most certainly there, and the detailing in that back section and paint application, even hints of purple going on there if the light's catching it. But you've got copper tones, you've got greys and blacks and flecking again, and a slightly drooping section that's between the shoulder blades there. But overall, paint applications are light years ahead, as are the materials used. Let's talk about this head sculpt. Let's just alter this lighting a little bit, bring it round so we can get a little bit more light on it. Now, this is where I have my one and only issue with this amazing figure. The head itself, I love the new design. That transparent carapace I think is great. It's always been synonymous with the Xenomorph to me. The detailing on this neck area, which once again is made out of soft rubber, you've got purples in there, you've got the pipes, you've got the greys, you've got the blues, you've got the intricate detail, and that obviously being rubber, it gives you a decent amount of flex. I would say there's probably slightly more movement in the old one, and I wouldn't want to push this too far, so I wouldn't want to damage that soft rubber stroke plastic there. But overall, the impact is phenomenal for me, and I love the detailing down the sides and the transparent work they've done on the top. Now, as we mentioned, you get swap out carapace with this. Now, I know a lot of other collectors had this issue with this figure. I've heard a lot of reports about it. The carapace itself is translucent. You can see that skull underneath there, and is removable. But on my version here, this carapace will not come off. For love nor money, I've tried. As you can see, there's a slight gap in there. It doesn't want to come off, and I don't want to damage the figure. Also as well, we didn't mention in the accessories section, That issue that they had with the rubber mouth, because they have used soft rubber on this mouth, it does extend, it does feel like rubber around this jaw area. The mouth will open, it's ratcheted, the teeth are nicely painted, and you've got that internal mouth as well. And the inner mouth, he said, trying not to knock the camera over, is magnetised, and you can use that doohickey to pull it out. It will come out with a little bit of futzing. I'm going to close this mouth now because I don't want to damage that rubber. Now, you would have thought, yes, why are they using rubber in 2026 when we know it perishes? That's because they gave us this swap out mouth, this open jaw. Brilliant idea, absolutely brilliant. Clip and magnet there. You simply pull out this mouth section, slot this mouth section in so you can have him in the display with an open mouth, even with the inner jaw sticking out, and you don't risk this ripping or tearing. One slight issue there. This won't come off. Now, I know other collectors, as I mentioned, have experienced this. You have to pull down and pull out. Mine will not come out for love or money. Yeah, I am not going to risk ripping this this mouth section by forcing it out. So unfortunately, yeah, the only thing that lets this figure down for me is those QC issues around the head area there. But as far as showing us just how far we have come in the 1/6 scale world as far as alien figures go, I think this is a phenomenal, absolutely stunning figure. Let's just get him back on this stand in some semblance of a pose here, and that cup works really, really well. Let's get the arm back out and get him back into shot again. Amazing figure in my opinion, let down only by the QC issues with that head sculpt. Absolutely stunning piece. Could very well be figure of the year, this one, when we start collating the best of the year later on. So yeah, there you have it folks. That is Hot Toys' take on the Scorched Xenomorph. Let's bring both these guys out and go in for a final verdict. Well folks, I said it wasn't going to be a fair fight, and it wasn't a fair fight. It's not. It's apples and oranges, night and day, whatever metaphor you want to use. Yeah, obviously the clear winner is the 2026 Scorched Xenomorph from Alien Romulus. This is more a bit of fun to just show, to highlight the improvements that have taken place in 1/6 scale figure making, and particularly alien figures over the past 10 years. It's not to say that the Alien Warrior is a bad figure. I think it's a great figure for its age. I still love it today and still love displaying it. I think that base is great. I think within the limitations and confines of the body and the materials used, I think Hot Toys did a very, very good job, and I think it still stands up today. And I think it's a great example of what could be done 10 years ago. I am just so hoping that with the new announcements that are coming our way soon, the new construction processes, the new materials, the new paint applications, that all the amazing work that they did here in the Scorched Xenomorph can be replicated in the new figures that they give us, using these new bodies, the new hard plastic, and all the other techniques can come together to give us something really, really special when they give us another version of this guy here. But yeah, I still think he's great and deserves the attention and praise today. I think they still both stand up, these figures. But yeah, the clear winner here, without a shadow of a doubt, has to be the Scorched Xenomorph from Hot Toys. Phenomenal piece of work here, not without its issues, as we mentioned there, with that with those QC issues in the head, but those notwithstanding, I think the rest of this figure is simply stunning. And really, we are now starting to see in 1/6 scale the figures I think that really, really we deserve in the Alien universe. And if this is a hint of things to come with the new versions of the Aliens IP, then I think it's going to be something quite spectacular. So there you have it, folks. That is 2026's take on the Xenomorph from Alien Romulus, and 2016's take on the Alien Warrior from Aliens. What are your thoughts on these figures? Do you have them in your collection? Are you an Aliens fan? Are you a fan of the IP? Are you a fan of the universe? I'll be fascinated to hear your take on these two figures. So please drop a comment in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the figures? What are your thoughts on Hot Toys? What are your thoughts on the Alien IP? Nothing is off menu. So please, as I say, drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd be fascinated to hear from you. What have we got coming up on the channel? Well, obviously, as soon as there is any news alien related from Hot Toys, then that will be hitting the channel. We've also got plenty more reviews coming up. We've got figures coming in from Hot Toys, obviously. We've got figures coming in from InArt, from Susu Toys, from Present Toys, Caustic Plastic, Exo6, Iconic Studios. The list continues. We've got reviews, previews, tours, showcases, and all manner of stuff coming up. So as I mentioned at the top there, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you're not missing anything. And I suppose all it remains for me to say is I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of fun, this trip down memory lane, this unfair fight. And until next time on the channel, a massive thank you for watching, as always, and take care of yourselves and happy collecting.